If you don't understand what Solomon is trying to say right now, Walter Hawkins best wrote a song that says, he's that kind of friend. Sing the verse and said, if you ever need a friend that sticks closer than any brother, I recommend Jesus. She got a little happy and then she turned around and said, I recommend Jesus because he's that kind of friend. Matter of fact, even in the verse that we're looking at, it says that if you ever want to be a friend, first of all, you got to show yourself friendly. See, Solomon wasn't crazy because, again, there are some things that in the Old Testament that we have to understand that God had to put down first before Jesus could turn around and come back and save it. Listen, Proverbs said that if you want to really have friends, you first of all got to show yourself friendly. Anybody ever grew up in a neighborhood where folk had pretty grass and nice bushes? Well, I did. But there was a woman that stood right next door to us. And no matter what, even when we walked down the sidewalk, the first thing she would say, don't you get on mine. It didn't come out of her mouth, how you doing, baby? How's your grandmama? How your family along? When we walked down the sidewalk, she said, you better not get on mine. So first of all, she didn't show herself so deliberately. I'd walk on her grass. Matter of fact, I tell Timothy, when I walk by, just push me. Just for the heck of it. To get her to come. Matter of fact, I ain't never seen her move so fast. When she come out with a stick and walk to the store slowly, but let you get on her grass. She didn't have no stick in her hand. She come out the house quicker than right now and say, get off of my grass. See, the thing about it is that I don't want you to miss the concept, because Jesus said that he came and left his throne in glory because he wanted you to understand that he was that kind of friend. Matter of fact, he left all of his riches. He left everything that he knew that was good to come down and dwell among us to show you what kind of friend he is. Matter of fact, even in this verse, it piggybacks off of chapter 17, verse 17. Janice, show chapter 17, verse 17, so I can let them see that it's more than just being this type of friend. Because I'm going to show you something in the scripture. In verse number 17 and 17, he says, a friend loveth at all times. A brother is born for adversity. Well, what are you trying to say, Pastor? I'm trying to say that when you got your brothers and you get in trouble, they're supposed to be right there with you. But a friend is going to love you all the time. And I don't want you to I don't want you to miss it, because again, when you find a friend, not just in anybody, but when you find a friend in Jesus, matter of fact, it becomes more than just friendship. It becomes kinship. No, you missed it. See, Jesus didn't turn around and just want to just be your friend. He wanted you to be connected not only to him, but even to his Father. Listen, intrigued that she told Naomi this. She said, I love you so much. You got to understand something. Naomi had lost her sons and her daughter-in-law. One of them left to go back to her people. But Ruth stayed the course. Matter of fact, she said, entreat me not to leave you. In other words, don't tell me to. And don't you, it's not even a question. I want to be right there by your side. Entreat me not to leave you or return from following you. Where you go, I will go. Where you lodge, I will lodge. Matter of fact, when you die, I'm going to be right there at your funeral. Your people going to be. See, it wasn't just the oath. That's why I tell you, young folk, even y'all old folk, don't take it lightly when you're talking about being with somebody. First of all, be they free. Because if they can't stick with you when the water's rising, they ain't going to stick with you when it gets to be a flood. Have you ever seen somebody run out when the going gets tough and the tough get going? That really ain't a friend. See, the thing about it is that I want you to understand something, because again, when we talk about Jesus being that kind of friend, he will never leave you nor forsake you. Even when you feel like you've been forsaken, he's right there. That brings me to my first point. See, some of us, when we look at it, we have superficial friends. Superficial. I ain't got to tell you, because Deacon Harris just told you what a superficial friend is. See, superficial friends, when you look at it, sometimes we put people in our lives that only should be in our lives for a season. They are seasonal people. But then there are some people that we should put in our life for a lifetime. Have you ever had a friend that you ain't talked to in years? And I'm talking about in years. I'm not talking about in 8 years. I'm talking about in years. And you pick up the phone, or they pick up the phone, and they call you, and y'all never laugh. It's like y'all been talking all the time. See, some of us spread ourselves thin because we're trying to make everybody our friend. Tap somebody and say one word. Y'all better listen to some of these blues writers. You call them a friend and you let them stay in your house. It got quiet in here. And you, the moment that you thought that they were your, you found out differently. But how many know that a true friend will go with you all the way to the end? But when you spread yourself, see, I'm trying to help these young people that are in here. Because right now they're going through social media. They go, because again, they allow people to infiltrate their lives. And when they allow them to infiltrate their lives, then they wonder why folk looking at them crazy in the school. They wonder why. They said they were my friend. But when it comes down to the push, to These young people have not only gone into depression because they thought somebody would truly be there, other than us parents telling them that the only friend you need right now is Jesus himself. Why? Because I saw my grandmother. I saw my grandmother stop spreading herself thin. She used to have a whole bunch of friends. She used, I'm telling, listen, she ain't always been in church. And the church ain't always been in her. Matter of fact, if y'all are honest with each other, you ain't always been in church. And the church ain't always been in you. But when she became on God's side, when she got on his side, I started seeing her friends started dropping off. And some of y'all get discouraged when friends start dropping off. You know, they used to have the newspaper. Oh, y'all don't remember that. When the newspaper used to come to the house, I didn't want to read all that other stuff in there. I went straight to the comics. Well, there was a comic in there on one day. Peppermint Patty, Lucy, Linus, Charlie Brown, the Peanut Gang. There was one character in there, I'm going somewhere with this. There was one character in there called Pigpen. Y'all know Pigpen. Pigpen was dirty. Matter of fact, he was so dirty, he was the only one that could bring up dirt in the snow. That's how dirty Pigpen was. The thing about it is, Lucy decided, the one that took the football from Chuck and made Chuck turn around and spin and hit the ground. This Lucy decided one day she was going to clean Pigpen up. She cleaned him up. He came and then she brought him around, all of the Peanut Gang. Lucy said, I want to introduce you to Peppermint Patty. Peppermint Patty said, who's your friend? Lucy never said a word. Peppermint Patty asked again, who's your friend? She said, that's Pigpen. Peppermint Patty said, no, that ain't Pigpen. Took him around Linus, took him around. Linus said, who's your friend? Lucy said, y'all don't recognize him, it's Pigpen. Said, no, that ain't Pigpen. Took him around Charlie Brown. Who's your friend, Lucy? That's Pigpen. Charlie Brown didn't even recognize Pigpen. What are you trying to say, Pastor? Pigpen got so discouraged because none of their friends recognized him all cleaned up. So guess what Pigpen went and did? He went back and got dirty all over again. What are you trying to say to us? See, some of y'all, when God came into your life and became your friend, stop letting you spread yourself thin because friends didn't recognize who you were once you changed your life. You went back and got dirty. When you stopped cussing, you went back to cussing. When you stopped drinking, you went back to drinking. When you stopped smoking, you went back to smoking. When you stopped, because they didn't recognize who you were. You went back and got dirty all over again. Came and gave your life to Christ. You were inside the church. You came down the aisle. Didn't care what people said. But then when the tough got going, you turned around and we couldn't see you no more. Because you spread yourself thin. See, the thing about it is, in the A portion, Janice, take me back. It says in the A portion, it says, a man that hath friends must show himself friendly. Don't miss that. Let me break it down and put it on the bottom shelf for you. It says in the A portion, it says friends, plural, may come to ruin, but there is a better fruit. See, in the A portion, he says, a man that findeth friends or have a whole lot of friends end up putting themselves in ruin. Why? Because every friend really ain't your friend. The reason that I know that is because it's been many of folk went to jail behind a friend. It's many of folk lost their families. I know I'm preaching, you might well know. Behind a friend. Matter of fact, how you gonna have a friend that say, I wouldn't listen to her and he ain't got no wife? How many, you done lost your husband, I wouldn't do that, and the person you were listening to didn't have a husband? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I ain't married, Pastor. That don't count to me. Well, how many of you, the husband that you could have had, you lost it because you were listening to the wife that you should have had? You missed it because you were listening. Matter of fact, you read Dr. Spock's book, who didn't have a child till the first, and you read it, and you sat there and said, well, I'm just going to put him in timeout. When you should have got a switch. I'm going to reason with him.
Don't do it, don't do it.
When you should have got that backside and set them in order. How many know? I got a grandmother in here from Louisiana. I'm pretty sure she know how to set some things in order. Because my grandmother said, as for me and my house, my brother and I, mother, we too old. Can't whoop us no more. She said, but when I catch you, I'm going to still show you who is. See, we spread ourselves thin, but Jesus, anytime that we're in the Old Testament, anytime that we come and preach from the Old Testament, we got to find Jesus in the scripture. Look what it says. And there is a friend. Now, y'all missed it. See, somebody should have shouted right there. And there is a friend. You don't see S on that. There is a friend that will stick closer than a brother. See, sometimes we read through scriptures and we go too fast because we saw friends. In other words, if I show myself friend, y'all gonna be my friend. You gonna be my friend. Matter of fact, the prodigal son had some friends. Didn't he have some friends? He had friends as long as the money was there. Matter of fact, he had so much money. He said, Daddy, give me my just due. Give me what's promised to me. And it said he went off to a far country where he gained a lot of. But when the money ran out, friends got few. Matter of fact, they got so few, he found himself in the hog pen. And the thing about it is, a Jew that was in the hog pen, first of all, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. In other words, he sat down and he was about to put some slop in his mouth. What are you trying to say to us now? See, some of y'all done got some friends and then done turned around and gave you slop other than giving you real food. misery, love. But if you look at John 15 and 14, Jesus said it's conditional that you become my friend.
Yeah.
If you be my friend, you'll keep my commandments. Matter of fact, ye are my friends. Jesus is talking right here. If you do whatever I command you. In other words, if you decide that I'm going to be on his side, then I'm going to do exactly what he says do. How many know that wide is the road to destruction, but narrow is the way to true eternal life? In other words, we all want to be on the road, but if some of us decide that I'd much rather have a bigger road than a smaller road. But I'm telling you, it's better that we do it his way other than our way, because his way is the best way. See, if you look at John 15 and 15, he says, I'm about through, because if you ain't getting it by now, I'm going to get it at the end. Henceforth, if I call you not servant, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends. For all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made it known unto you. In other words, a friend will bring you in their house. Y'all remember slumber parties? They don't do them no more. Because mama got to know, listen, my grandmama had to know your family. Matter of fact, you couldn't get on our porch, let alone come in our house. Y'all act like y'all knew. Anybody new in here? Now it'll be all right for them little bitty babies, because y'all listen, y'all come in y'all garage and leave out of y'all garage. And nobody don't even know, matter of fact, they don't even know you live there. Unless you let the shades up. But when I was coming up, when we sat on the porch, Grandmama used to come out and take a look at everybody on the porch. Then she'd say, "Come here, Stephen." Oh, y'all didn't know. She hollered from the inside of the house. She said, "Come here, Stephen." And then when I thought I didn't want to pay attention to her, I didn't want to hear, "Come here, boy." I come in the house. She said, he can stay. But that one right there. Just wave your hand if you know what I'm talking about. See, I ain't by myself. That one right there gotta go home. Matter of fact, he came back to that. "Miss Evans, can I get some water?" She said, "Wait right there, baby." I said, "Mother, let him in the house." She said, "No, you take him some water. And when he finished drinking, tell him to go on about his." He said, "You can be my friend." See, I'm going somewhere with this because, see, I want you to make sure you understand. Jesus don't have no in-between. See, the church for the longest have tried to put Jesus in between. He said, "I'm either black or white." Matter of fact, either you gonna serve me or you're not. That's why he said, "Let everybody that are part of me stand up with me. Let everybody that's on my side be on my side. Let everybody." But them are those of you that are straddling the fence, that you ain't made your decision yet. Those of you that are hanging, matter of fact, Grandmama used to tell me, she said, "Keep on straddling that fence, you're gonna get caught in the middle." See, the thing about it is, he said, "Let the wheat and the chaff grow together." He said, when I come, I'm going to do some separating. See, young folk don't get it twisted. There's some folk in here, been in here in the church all their life, but they ain't met Jesus yet. Wow.
Right there.
Because they can still talk to you crazy. They can still cuss the pastor out. They can still do some crazy stuff.
Come on now.
They ain't met him yet.
Come on.
The ones that you know that have met Jesus shout when they get happy.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the ones that have met Jesus, even when the going gets tough, they get even tougher.
Yeah.
Preach, Pastor Grace, I believe I will.
You better say it.
Because again, when you got Jesus, that's enough. When you got him on your side, that's enough. Walter Hawkins even come back and said he'll stick closer than a brother. Not only he'll walk right in front of you, he'll always protect you. So the devil can't do you no. Well, if you didn't get that didn't get you go. Some of us have superficial friends. But then there are some of us that has a genuine friend. Jesus is a genuine friend.
Yes, he is.
Now, you do know that there's some stuff out there that ain't genuine. You know, you may not know, but Sister Scott knows, some of the nurses in here know, I got diabetes. And when they come to me, they say, well, your insurance will only pay for the generic.
Yeah.
Before I actually knew what generic was, I would tell them, well, I don't want nothing generic. I want the genuine stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you may not be on prescription. How many know that you got top shelf and you got bottom shelf? See, that got you. When you go to the bar and he asks you, what kind of vodka do you want? Do you want top shelf or do you want the bottom shelf? You immediately go into your wallet. Look how your funds are. Somebody ought to be honest up in here. Look and see how much your funds, and your funds is pretty low. And you say bottom shelf. See, Jesus, if you just want to compare him, he ain't generic. He's not bottom shelf. He's the genuine thing. Matter of fact, the story goes, it's in there, it's factual, it's true. Jesus was at the wedding. He wasn't bothering nobody. They had the wine. But the story, the factual thing says that they ran out of wine. Mary came to him and said, I really need you to do something. Jesus said, it ain't my time yet, woman. Didn't call her mama, he called her woman. He said, it's not my time. But she said, because the enemy has showed up, because the adversary comes to seek, kill, and destroy. See, some of y'all been getting that bottom shelf stuff in your life. You go to everything else other than going to Jesus for what you really need. Jesus said it ain't my time. Oh, yes it is. Jesus said, well, then what would you have me to do? Mary knew and understood who Jesus is. She told them and said, do whatever he tells you to do. See, that's the thing about it is, y'all done sit up there and listen to some folk and you did whatever they told you to do other than opening up the Word of God and find out what Jesus told you to do. If your husband acting crazy, go to him. He'll show you what to do. If your wife is out, he'll show you. If your children are discombobulated, like the exorcist, head turning around. Go and see what Jesus said. Oh, you do know he'll get up and tell you in a minute. I'm grown. But if you grown, like my grandmother told me when I said I'm grown, she said, when it leave my house, and I got ready to go, she said, wait a minute, where you going? I said, you told me to leave the house. She said, but no, what you got on? Leave it here. You mean walk out naked? She said, naked you came in here. Naked you gon'. See, let me tell you something. See, he's so genuine that he loves you so much. See, all of the kidding aside, because I really ain't kidding, because that's what she told us to do. She said, if you go on, then get out of my house. She said, because a grown person can take care of them. But she understood what it was to know what kind of friend Jesus really is. She said he's so genuine that he'll look beyond your faults and see your need. Anybody in here just take a gander back over your life. You ain't always been this way. You ain't always been what you are. But if you look back over your life, God made a way. He turned at midnight. Good evening. I done said it long enough. That Jesus is that kind of friend. Matter of fact, he's so genuine that even when the adversary, even when the devil comes, you try and understand that the devil is going to tempt you and try you. But when you go to the genuine person, you go to the genuine friend, he will guide you through your storm and through your tribulation. I got anybody in here that can testify with me that when the adversary comes, because Jesus is that kind of friend, he'll get you through. Wait a minute. Not only do we have superficial friends, but then we have to find a genuine friend, and Jesus is that genuine friend. But you do know that he's an unquenchable friend. Good evening, New Hope. Good evening, friends and family. Because when you find out that Jesus is unquenchable, well, how did he become unquenchable? You do know that when a fire happens, anybody ever seen a fire? Matter of fact, grease fire. Me and my brother was at the house by ourselves. We were cooking some bacon. And I left the bacon sitting a little bit too long. And the bacon started burning. And he came with some water. The fire popped up. Anybody know that water and grease? See, I said, you done done something now. We got a fire. He said, well, help me put it out. Because back then, you know these newfangled houses got fire extinguishers in them. But when I was growing up, wasn't no fire extinguisher. In other words, I went and thought about it. I heard what the teacher said. If there is a grease fire, because I didn't want to take typing. I didn't want to take, I took home economics. Why did you take home economics? Because they eat in there. But I remember what she said. If there is a grease fire, then you get some salt. And grandmama kept plenty of salt. I threw the salt. I the fire diminish, dissipate. I saw it go out. But you know what? I'm equating that. I'm putting it into the fact that some of y'all, fire been out a long time. In other words, today is a good day to light your fire. Friends and family day is a good day to show your family that you got an unquenchable friend that cannot be put out. Is there anybody here that's going to testify with me that I got a fire that can't be put out? Because I got a friend that has stick closer than any brother. I don't spread myself thin no more. I don't wait on a superficial friend. I got the genuine thing. I'm so glad that I got a fire that can't be put out. Even when I'm sick, I'll raise my hand and tell the Lord thank you. Even when I'm down and out, I'll wave my hand and tell the Lord thank you. Because I got a fire that can't be put out. Oh, I'm glad. Oh, I'm glad. Is there anybody here that's glad that they fire can't be put out? He came down through 42 generations just so I could have an unquenchable fire. He came down wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger, 12 years old. He said, I got to be about my father's business. Yeah. They whipped him at 33. They beat him to the inch of his life. But I'm glad that he didn't give up. He stayed right there. He's just that kind of friend. Matter of fact, they marched him up Golgotha's hill. He's just that kind of friend. They nailed his hands. They nailed his feet. But wait a minute. They lifted him up. They lifted him up. I hear him crying. And if I be lifted up, I'll draw. I feel like preaching up in here. I'll draw all men unto me. Anybody in here gonna help me lift him up? Deacons, won't you help me? Help me lift him up. Preachers, won't you help me? Help me lift him up. Why are you trying to help? So we can put a fire in here that won't go out. Is there anybody here? Is there anybody here that's going to help me lift him